Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Glad you joined me tonight. Continue to get kind of excited about this channel and hope we can grow it. If you didn't watch the introductory video, basically this channel is kind of a different take. It's geared towards people who have been debating if they're going to purchase their first firearm, but for the purpose of this video, you've made the decision. You're ready to take that plunge. You're like, cool, I have the day off today. I'm going to the gun range. I've done some online research maybe, but I'm going to go buy a gun. So you're driving and you have maybe 3 to 5 choices based on what you think you want. Maybe do some online research you're excited to go look at. So you get to the gun store and, for you guys who haven't been in a gun store, maybe I can do a video on that later, but you walk into that place and it's like, whoa, here's a whole bunch of guns. So that can be a little bit of a, I don't mean to keep saying intimidation, but you've never been there, you might be a little bit overwhelmed. So do a little research, kind of know features that you want, and go there, and then you're gonna look around, and a salesperson's gonna greet you, and they're gonna start asking you questions. Let that salesperson help you. I mean, they're the experts there, right? They're hired to sell people guns and answer their questions. They're probably gonna ask you simple things like, okay, so what do you want the gun to do? I'm like, do you want it for home defense? Do you want it for concealed carry? Do you want it for range? For you people out there that this is their very first gun, your answer is likely to be, well, I want it to do all of it. Show me something that can do that. Not every gun's going to do all that well, but you can do it. So then if you have a good salesperson, he's going to start asking you, okay, well, so are you more interested in a revolver? You want something semi-automatic? You want a 9mm? You want a 45? There's different calibers out there. There's some debate on that. Personally, I went with 9mm, which I think is a good choice for new shooters. Some people will disagree. They'll just say, nope, it's not worth it unless you go with a 45 or a 40 or even a 10mm. You can have that debate, but know the features. Your purpose today is... and I'll show you. So this, I've purchased my gun. This right here, and this is clear. This is my gun. Okay, I'm gonna close this light on it. So I purchased this particular firearm. This is a Ruger SR9. This very same gun, you can purchase chambered as an SR40, SR45. Basically, it can be a 9mm. They also have versions that can be a 40 caliber or a 45. They're going to fit the same for the most part. So this is about the question, does the gun fit? There's a little bit of debate among sales trainers that I've talked to and a lot of videos I've watched. A lot of them some of them are pro getting fit on guns. Some people, they have the attitude where, no, it's a tool. It doesn't have to fit you properly as long as you train with it. From their standpoint, they're probably coming from their trainers. They've had several people in their class. And maybe they have student after student after student that's paid them to teach them how to shoot well, but they may not listen to them. You gotta have your ears open when you're taking lessons. So in that case, the person who's failing the class looks at it and says, yeah, but my gun doesn't fit me very well. So, I can understand their standpoint. You may also run into some sales. Now, most of the salespeople I ran into at gun stores are very, very helpful, just so you know. But there are a few that can have that same attitude where they're going to be like, listen, how it fits you is not as important as if it's reliable and you can shoot with it. And to a point, they're true. You want something that's reliable, which there's a lot of guns out there that are reliable. Personally, I've been in sales for well over 20 years. When I run into salespeople who don't listen to their customers, I tend to walk away and maybe find someone else. But most of the people that you're going to the gun store are going to be more than happy to help you. They're going to be more than happy to make a selection. If you find someone that happens to, if you don't want to look at a Glock, they don't want to talk to you. If you don't want to look at a 1911, they won't talk to you. Fine, they can have their opinion. I'm not going to buy from them. So find yourself a salesperson you're comfortable with, who's willing to work with you, and then they're going to let you hold guns in your hand. So when I'm talking about the debate if the gun's going to fit you properly or not, some of it has to do with this, your hand. Some people have longer fingers, longer thumbs. I actually have short thumbs and short fingers, so some of the guns that I thought that I might like when I went and rented guns and shot them. They didn't feel good in my hand. And, when it comes down to feeling good in my hand, if I haven't shot it, that's what I had to go on. That's what you have to go on. If it doesn't fit good in your hand, why would you buy it? You're spending your hard-earned money, and you want it to feel, because if it doesn't feel good, you're not going to go out and shoot it. You're not going to train with it. And like I've said before, if you're not going to train with it, you probably shouldn't own it, because, hey, if you can't shoot it properly, you have a chance to hit someone that you're not supposed to be hitting when you're trying to protect your home. So, not to get too wordy on that, but let's talk about fitment. What I'm talking about is, again, not saying like the gun doesn't necessarily fit. There's some things aren't going to fit, but for example, and I'm going to shoot a close-up of the parts of the gun, but basically, when you're doing your hold, you want it up here. Well, with my fingers, let's do it this way. It's clear, by the way. So, my fingers wrap around. I get a good, what they call a purchase on the gun. I can hold it, so that fits. It's going to be a question if your fingers can reach the controls, which I'm going to cut to a close-up on that one. So, I'll put that down. And, I've also made it very clear that I'm a left-hander. There's some guns that when it says fits, well, it doesn't fit my use because I can't operate it left-handed. That's a different debate, which I'll show some of that. So hopefully this next part of the video helps to give you guys a little insight as to what I'm talking about, and I'll see you when we're done. Okay, guys, so what am I talking about in this first introduction part where I talked about seeing if the gun fits your hand? So, first off, let's just go over the basic controls. So, you've got your magazine release right here, your slide lock or slide release, depending on what you want to call it. It does both purposes. And this one does have a manual safety up here. You've also got a manual safety on your trigger, so mag well's empty. This is a clear. This is safe. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and close the slide. And I'm going to actually pop in the empty mag for you, just so you can see, because this is probably how you'd be handling the gun when they have you try it out at the store. So, for all your righties out here, you're going to grab it, and so keep your finger up here, don't have it on the trigger. Can I reach all the controls? Now I'm going to break my rule. Yes, I can reach the trigger, I can reach it just plain fine. That's not a problem. Can I reach the slide lock, slide release? Yes, I can reach it here. I can also do the safety if you choose to. What I can't do, and I'll show you here in just a minute, I wouldn't be holding it one-handed when I'm shooting it, unless something is wrong with my other hand. The mag release. My thumb touches the release, but if I'm on target here, and if I want to release the mag, so my thumb can't reach it here. I can touch it, but there's a bump right here that prevents my thumb from going here. And I have shorter thumbs than some people, and if you have a longer thumb, then this gun might fit you perfectly. For me, this is one of the nuisances I wish I would have known before I bought this. And again, I love this gun. I really do. It's fun to shoot. The other thing is, this gets into more me being left-handed. So really and truly, I'm holding it like this. So again, when I'm on target, I can't just reach down and grab my thumb. So what I've learned to do is I just take my trigger finger back here. It's hard to do on camera, but I've released the mag. So, is that part a deal breaker? It's a nuisance. Would it stop me from buying the gun? No. And I'm glad I purchased this one. I've shot a lot of rounds through it. I think I've probably got somewhere, 2,000 to 2,500 rounds through it since I purchased it at the beginning of summer. I've been practicing. The part I am starting to get a little annoyed with is, let's lock that slide back open. So, this gun, and I have the magazine out, but say you've had a jam. You had a failure to feed or whatever. So you're going to clear the mag, get the pressure out to clear the jam. Once you've cleared it, then, well, I'm a lefty. I don't have a slide release on here. So can you adjust how you think about it and how you train with this? Yes. So real and truly, I can pull back and go like that, and then it's locked back in. But a lot of you guys like to be able to reach up here and just grab it, especially if it was in a defense situation. So that's your choice. This is not fully ambidextrous because I don't have that option. So that might be something I look at, but mainly, like if this mag release was even an eighth of an inch, maybe just a hair more back, then I could do this no problem. I could release it. So does this gun not fit me? It fits me. I can fire it. I'm getting fairly proficient with it. Let me show you a different option. So here is another gun, smaller one. I borrowed this one. This is mine. This one though, and again it's clear, locked open, so I do have an empty magazine for it, so I'm going to put it in. Let's close the slide. Oh, well, see, this one, I can't do that. This one, I physically have to put the slide release to close this, okay? So in that case, if it was like that, if it's like here, then I have to pull back, take my finger off the trigger, and it's a little difficult. I gotta go here and try to get my finger. I can't make my finger back far enough here. So with this gun, to close the slide, I have to now switch hands, manipulate the slide, shut it, transfer it back to my shooting hand. So, does it fit me? Yeah, fits me great. This fits. It's not truly left-hand friendly. Most of your righties, you're not going to have that problem. So, maybe if you're left-handed, consider that. But ultimate fit in the hand, I can reach this control better with this one. So, neither one of them are exactly ideal. Can you train with it and get over that? Yes. But if you're at the gun store and you're making your first purchase, I told you in the initial video I would maybe help you learn from some of the mistakes I did. These are some things to think about. Look at the controls. Don't just look how it fits in your hand. Here, how can you reach the controls? Because I went out to my favorite gun store not too long ago and was considering to see down the road if I want to trade this in and get something a little bit more, that the controls reach me. I narrowed it down based on research to about 4 or 5 guns that I really liked, all the same price range. Some of them I could not even reach the slide release or the mag release because of my thumb. So some of it's going to have to do with just the shape and size of your fingers. So don't be afraid when you go to the gun store. Try them on. See what fits. Another thing, so like this gun right here, this is, first off, I love this gun. This is my grandfather's gun. I learned to shoot on this when I was, 10, 11, maybe 12, I don't remember for sure. So kind of sentimental value. It is a Ruger. It's from 1978. Still in really good shape. This is back before they thought about lefties though on most guns. Here is, on this particular gun, this is your safety and your slide lock. So to release that, you have to use your thumb, and then you can lock it in, bring it into battery. A lefty, however, there's no control there. So I don't have that option. So not getting into a left-right debate, but if you happen to be left-handed, there's one more thing you have to think about when you go look at your gun. So let's get back to the other parts of the video, but hopefully this helps, and I'll talk to you in a minute. Okay, so hopefully that helps you understand what I'm talking about as far as fitting in the hand. Last thing, real quick, I'm not going to touch too much on this debate, but I talked a little bit about it. You picked your gun out. Some of those guns are going to be able to be chambered in different rounds, and I only have a couple different here. So here is a 9mm, which is what my gun runs. That little 22. Here's a little 22. It's 22 hollow point. I probably wouldn't buy that for my first home defense gun. 22 is great to learn to shoot on. I kind of look at that more for shooting at the range or fun or teaching a younger person like a kid to shoot. As to 9mm or 40 caliber or 45, the opinion out there is for some people, well, 45's got more stopping power. You only have to fire once rather than 2 or 3 times with the 9mm. You're a first-time shooter. You've chosen the gun. You've chosen your budget. Some of you may not have a big budget. So if you're going to train with it, cost comes into play. A 9mm round target ammo, not defense ammo, because you can spend a lot of money on good defense ammo. But if you're going to go shoot it, this is federal. I get this at Walmart. It's the cheapest place I know to get it. hovers between 17 and 20 cents a round. So what does that mean? Well, if you're going to go fire, say, 100 rounds at a little half an hour sessions gun range, 100 times 17, you're going to spend some money on ammo there. If this is a 45, if you look at the same brand of ammo, same everything, it's almost double. So now you're talking just for range ammo, cheap stuff, 33 to 40 cents a shot. So if you don't have unlimited money and you're trying to learn how to shoot, you can train more with a 9mm. So that's part of the reason why I and a lot of people I've talked to consider for a first gun a 9mm is a good one to at least start with. If you can graduate to the higher power ones, they're going to kick more when you shoot 40, 45, 10mm. Great. But it's going to be a little more cost effective, so that's my opinion on that. Hey, I've had a really good time tonight talking to you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you do, we're trying to grow the channel, so please like it, share it, and subscribe, and we can keep making more videos. Thanks, guys. Shoot safe. Bye.